Okay guys, Jeff here. It may be a little bit hard to hear. As you can tell, there's a creek right here. And so I started deciding I'm going to look for some yellow morels. I know they're going to be small. My ginseng was up, so I knew that morels would be up. They're not going to be very big, but I kind of wanted to show you guys something that I look for. If you look up this creek here, you'll notice that this creek has washed out over there, and it's washed down through this, and it's went over the bank. And you can see all the way down through here where this is washed out. Now, if you look, we have really sandy soil. Now, that sandy soil is a little dry, so I'm not expecting to find a ton of morels right here. But what I am expecting to find is a spot that in the future I will find morels. Like I would say in a couple weeks, and we get some rain, the morels, this might be a little too sandy right here where it's washing through, but over here underneath this rhubarb here in this thick stuff, that's where they like to hang out. We got a high bank here, we got a low bank here. The river gets high and it washes this. And what I've found is the mycelium, which is the root structure of these morels. Something about the disturbed soil, I think it breaks the mycelium, and which produces the fruit. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, I'm not a mycologist, but where the mycelium is disturbed, where it is broken, is where I find morels. So I always look for these washes like this, these low-lying areas. Now it can't be too wet and it can't be too dry, okay? But we like this sandy soil. But I would not concentrate right here in the center, although I have found them there depending on the moisture level. But I would go over here into this stuff and I would peer down through here looking for morels. It's May 5th. It's very early morel season here in Tioga County, Pennsylvania. But finding my first morel, I'm in it now. I'm gonna make a bunch of these videos and try to teach you guys what I've learned over 25 years of spending countless hours trying to find these darn things. And I do believe that I finally have it down to a science, and I'm willing to share that with you all. So we found one. Let's see if we can't find another one here. Again, sandy soil or dark soil, soil along railroad tracks, big rocks, as you can see, big rocks. The morel I found was right next to some big rocks, and I think that's why it grew there, not because of the rock, but because of the heat that is dispersed from that rock. But I plan on coming back here. This area looks really good to me. How this washes down through, you can see where the creek, I mean up through there, it has washed right down through here. Like I said, they may not be right down in the bottom, but you check up the banks a little bit, up where the higher level areas are, and trust me, this technique works for me. Sycamore, ash, elm. Hunt your river bottoms, you'll find morels. The black ones are a little harder to find. And another thing, don't walk so fast. Get down, take a knee, kind of scour, get a different angle, take a few steps, turn around, look backwards. Take a few steps, look forward, take a few steps, look backward, look left, right, because they'll bury themselves in this stuff, and it's really hard to see until it gets later in the season and they really stick out. But these here I think are locusts, because they got the little thorns on them. So that's not a prominent tree for morels. But just because we have this wash here, you'll see here we have the sycamore trees. Now the sycamore trees are a shallow rooted tree, meaning they mainly grow on river bottoms. Generally they're pretty large, but they kind of hold the river bottoms together. This here, this little bench, you see we have this wash, but then we got this little bench right here. I would expect morels to be on this bench in this underbrush. Again, maybe not today, but I do plan on finding a couple more just because I know they're up. And don't walk super fast. I'm pretty good at finding them, not to boast or anything, but my eyes pick up things pretty easily. I can be walking at a very fast pace and stop, turn around, and pick up a 4-leaf clover. I see symbols. So just take your time, don't get discouraged, keep after them, pick up some of these tips that I have, that I'm giving you guys. These washes, the elms, the sycamores. Temperatures. Let's talk about temperatures. I like to see 5 days or more where the soil temperatures are 52 to 54 degrees plus. If they're 70 degrees, it's already too late. The morels are gone. Regular temperatures, I like to have where the day high and the day low added together divided by 2. If it's above 50, that means morels will be popping very soon if they're not already. If you have 5 50-degree nights in a row and you've got good humidity and you've had rain, doesn't matter day or night, but if you've had rain a couple days out of those 5 days in a row with 50-degree nights, you best get your tail out there, because the morels are popping and they're picking them fast as they grow. So those are some key indicators. Another thing I go by, as I mentioned earlier in the video, was my ginseng. I planted a couple ginseng plants, and I know when they're up and they're starting to open up, meaning 3 prongers out of the ground this high, and the leaves are just starting to curl open. Good indicator. May apples, a lot of people talk about May apples. I don't care so much about May apples. I did early on in my career of hunting fungi, but it's not a big indicator for me. When I see magnolia trees that are in full bloom, I know it's time to go morel hunting. When I see crabapple trees that are in full bloom, you're at the tail end of the morel season. when them flowers just start to flower, you're in prime time. My ginseng method is based on early morel season, meaning the blacks will be up, the yellows are just starting. If you like to pick them when they're real short and fresh, then that's the time to use the ginseng indicator. The crabapple trees, again, like I said, if they're flowered and dropping, then you're already too late. If they're just starting to flower, it's a very good indicator. But so those are some tips I got for today. Let's go down through here and see if we can't find a few more morels. Trust me when I tell you, from 25 years and many, many, many miles searching aimlessly and wondering why I'm not finding morels, these tips that I'm telling you will work for you. And I hope you subscribe and like and enjoy the channel. And there will be many more morel mushroom hunting tips and tricks and ideas coming your way. And I plan on showing you truckloads of morels. So until I find another morel, I'm gonna cut this video down. And if I don't see you on the next one, then I didn't do my job. But let's find a morel here. Again, look at this. High bank, creek. The creek comes over and washes this area, washes everything down through, disturbs the soil. That is very, very, very important key. You find areas like this, it's not necessarily all about the trees at that point, because there could be trees 200 yards up the road that are the proper trees, but these washes where the mycelium gets broken, that's what you're looking for. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, so I wanted to show you this other tip here. So if you look at this tree here, this right here is an elm tree. I'm not sure if it's a slippery elm or an American elm. This too is an elm tree, very young. But if you look at the leaves, they are double sawtooth, and that's an important factor. So if you look down through here, there's like this is a bench just up off the creek, but there's also a trail right here, a deer trail. Right here's another elm. Get down this way. This is another elm right here. And a deer trail. So there's the creek down there. There's that wash. So this elm, I would look out through here where it looks like a little bench and a little low-lying area, and then down through here. This bench looks perfect. There's a little low-lying area. There's elms. There's black cherry. So just another tip. And then here's a look back up at that deer trail and that elm tree down off that bench. So a lot of times you'll find them along these trails. So the deer come down through, they break at mycelium. It's near an elm tree, and you'll find your fruits alongside that broken trail. So we're continuing to go down through here. Like I said early in the video, it's quite early, but before all the vegetation and stuff grows up, I thought it would be a good idea, just in case I found a few, to go out and show you guys kind of the terrain of what I'm looking for, and mark this on your, you know, that kind of looks like a boot print right there. Maybe somebody's already been down through here. mark this on your maps and be able to come back to it. Like, here's a little sunken treasure. We got all these rocks, this bank, we got a sycamore tree, and you know that the drainage and stuff washes down through here. Also, these rocks will heat the area up, and that will produce the morels earlier in the season where these rocks heated up. Again, railroad beds, that'll heat up the soil first, and you'll be able to find morels around those areas where the soil temps are a little higher earlier in the season. Later in the season, you want to start focusing on the darker areas, the north facing areas, where the temperatures cool or warm up a little bit slower. But this is a good little area right here, this little dip. And if you're not bleeding in the pricker bushes, you're probably not picking morels. Something about prickers and morels, they get along. All right, so guys, I was looking on the other side of the creek. I was pretty happy about what it looked like, but I was not finding what I was looking for. So I just jumped across this creek here, and I got something to show you. I don't know if you can see that over there on that bank right there, but we're gonna get back in there. And we're gonna look around here maybe a little more, because that sure does look like a big old fat morel over there. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, right? Maybe that's not a morel right there. That might not be a morel right there. What do you guys think? Is that a morel? Well, I'll be. Well, I'll be. Sure does look like a morel to me. Use my tips, use my tricks. Don't. Subscribe and like, guys. I will teach you how to do this. Oh, that's a freshie too. How much you want to bet there's some more right here that I probably walked by? So the reason I walked over here was the moisture content. The moisture content looks like there's a little more growth over here as there was on the other side. So let's go get them, guys. See you on the next one. Morel, that is. Okay, folks. So, key to finding morels is when you find one, look around a little bit. I'll get down here on my knees. I see two right off the bat. I see this guy. I see this guy. And then that guy. So there's three. I'm probably sitting on some. But there's another couple over there. So what you're looking for, okay, again, you'll see this saddle, this little dip right here. And right down over there is where I found that other morel, just down over the creek, on the creek bank. But now that I'm up here, it makes sense why that one grew down there. There's probably a few here. So I'm gonna I'm gonna put my deal on my head here, and then I'm gonna grab my bag, and then I'm gonna grab my knife, and we're gonna cut some of these puppies, and we're gonna stick them in my bag. And it looks like we're gonna have dinner tonight. If I can get my knife out. Come on. And here we go, guys. Hopefully I got that on video. Always like to cut them off. Boy, that's a freshie. They've only been up since this rain a couple days. We're gonna move the bag over here. Couple more freshies. Let me make sure this is recording. Whoop. We're gonna stick them in the bag. And I see that one over there. So we're gonna leave this bag right here, right meow. These actually look like they've been up for a little while. Oh yeah, they're beauties. Them are beauties. So, put these in the bag. Grab my knife. And then, let's look around here a little bit. Now, I bet you there are 10 more here if I just look. So I'm gonna take some time and look, pause the video. I'm betting they're right over on that bank right over there. I'm betting you there's a bunch of them on that bank. And that's a sycamore tree right here. Right here. There's ash, there's black cherry. Bunch of sycamore. All right, give me a sec. So here's a beautiful beast down here over this bank. And I guarantee I come back in here, there'll be a bunch more. So let's get this guy. I can not drop him. So, I'm assuming it's because of these sycamores here. Probably another one here, down over this bank. But you can't pick them all. You gotta leave a few for the novice hunters. Okay, let's look around here a little bit. Now this is pretty exposed here. I think that's why this one here is a little bit bigger, because of the exposure to the sun. Alright, I'm gonna shut the camera off, look around a little more. So guys, it's getting a little bit dark on me, and I gotta get up 4:30 for work. So I think I'm gonna leave what's here that I didn't pick. Here's what I picked. I'll give you another video when I get to the house, but I'm gonna beat feet up out of here. All in all, it was a pretty darn good day. I found some morels. I went searching for them. I found them. And a lot of people may not believe this, but more than one time I've been hunting with friends, and I'm like, look, within 20 yards there is a morel. I can smell them before I find them. I bullcrap you not. Truth. All right, I'm gonna walk through here, grab my other stuff, and we'll see you at the house.